I was digging for wild vegetables in the forest when suddenly something bit my hand. The pain was like someone had set my hand on fire. When I looked down, I saw it was a venomous snake. This snake's venom was extremely dangerous. It rotted muscles, damaged nerves, and slowly killed a person. Panicked, I quickly reached for my phone to call for help, but in my fear the phone slipped from my hand and fell between the rocks. I pulled out a knife and cut open the bite wound to let the venom out. But soon I felt half of my body go numb. Staggering, I made my way home to get my car key so I could drive to the hospital. However, as soon as I reached home, I collapsed onto the bed and lost consciousness. The next day I still didn't wake up. When I finally opened my eyes, I saw my hand had swollen into a large lump. A little while later, I slipped into a coma again for 2 days. When I regained consciousness, the lump was gone, and I felt slightly better, suspicious that the venom might still be inside me. I set out for the hospital, but when I reached the city, I found it completely deserted. The streets were empty and cars lay crashed into one another. Near a shopping mall, I saw a man lying on the ground, dead. Further ahead, I found a board that read, "Global Pandemic. City closed. Everyone stay indoors." Only then did I realize what had happened. I immediately thought of my parents and drove quickly to their house. When I arrived, the place was silent and empty. A foul smell came from inside. I went in and found my father dead on the bed and my mother lying dead near the bathroom. The flowers on the dining table had dried up and the bananas had rotted. They had been dead for more than a week. I sat at the table for a long time, crying. Later, I dug a grave in the yard and buried my parents. Then I went to the church where every seat was filled with corpses. I searched other parts of the city, but found no living soul. At a mall, I took a shopping cart and filled it with a rifle, some bullets, a pistol, and a knife. I decided to leave the city, but the road was blocked with metal and cement barriers. After a long search, I found another route. This time, I closed my eyes and drove at 130 mph, thinking that if there was an obstacle ahead, I would die right there. Luckily, the road was clear, and I reached Las Vegas. But the city was not what it used to be. Eerily quiet. No pedestrians, no noise. I went into a hotel where everything was running. Lights, elevators, games, but there wasn't a single person in sight. I showered, changed clothes, and poured myself a glass of wine. Just as I took a sip, I heard a voice. Startled, I turned to see a man and a woman approaching me. In conversation, I learned that they too were trapped there and had not known each other before. The man explained that everything had happened because of a mysterious virus that spread extremely fast. The government's promised vaccine was a lie, so the bodies had to be buried secretly. The woman said that perhaps the three of us had survived because we possessed some special immunity. We talked until morning on our first meeting. The woman mentioned that the hotel had generators, food, and other necessities that could last for 40 days. But the man felt it was all pointless. He pulled out a hidden pistol from under his shirt and said that, when the hotel's supplies ran out, there would be no point in living. He added, "When you've lost the people you love the most, what's the point of going on?" And no one could answer that. Hit subscribe if you think survival is worth it, even when you've lost everything.